4/16/2020. I'm just mirroring this so his word gets out. I'm not going to put my 2 cents in at all. Here we go. This is the zombie farmer. Yeah! I salute him. He speaks the truth. I agree with him wholeheartedly. And anybody that has a real heart and mind knows what's going on. And we're in real serious danger by the very people, the very criminals that walk the halls of government.
Well, it's a cool, crisp morning here in Tennessee, folks. Figured I'd get up and holler at y'all for a minute. Just put my boots on, getting ready to start the day. And it's a beautiful day. It's chilly here in Tennessee. I hope everybody put their plants and covered up their fruit trees and done everything they needed to do, because the last couple of days we've been getting a lot of frost in. It's been a killer frost, believe me. It's set my big apple trees back a couple months at least. Over the course of the time that I've been on this platform, I've heard countless videos, and I've actually talked about with quite a few people about how we shouldn't let prepping and preparedness consume us. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with not letting anything consume you. But after this time that we have been going through, after all of this has been happening and all the things changing in our world, I have come to realize that most folks has let normalcy consume their life to where they can't even see anything but the everyday norm. You know, the last few videos I've been talking about food shortages. I've been talking about how the supply chain has been interrupted. I've been talking about over and over how the farmer has been getting screwed over. And I will continue to talk about those things because those things matter. It matters in what is going on in each and every one of our lives, especially in the products that we consume. Today I want to talk about something a little bit different, but then again it's all the same. Back in January, decisions was made throughout families and households throughout the country. People sat down with their wives and their kids, their moms and dads, and they talked and explained why this certain movement was necessary. I know as for me, I sat down with my family and I made a choice like a lot of others made, that I was going to put my livelihood on hold. And I knew the outcome of what could happen, basically. Could possibly destroy my livelihood and my life, and my family's life. But me and others saddled up and went anyway. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about Virginia. Why am I talking about Virginia and the rally of patriots right now? Because there, for a brief time, a very brief time, I seen sheepdogs from across the country come together arm in arm and stand against evil and tyranny. I seen it with my own eyes. I was there on the front lines to witness it. And that event will always have a place in my soul, y'all. I'm just letting you know now. It was a movement like I have never seen. If you wasn't there, I wished you could have been there. It was a sight to behold. But if we realize something that's going on now, and it's going to continue to get worse, it wasn't too long after that event that everything started changing for the worse for this country. It's almost like that the deep state and Satan's minions, and Satan himself, seen an uprising happening. They seen a revolution taking place where people was actually coming together to stand against evil. And now, look where we're at. We're separated, we're divided. Most folks are home. Laws are being put into place where you can't even gather together. They have destroyed and taken away your livelihood. Because of what? Well, I'm going to tell you what. Fear. Fear is the number one tool that they use to control the population. Fear. You know, there sure was a lot of us that was nervous on that day we went and stood on that cold, cold January morning. But we ended up getting out of the vehicles and we strapped on the body armor. We made sure our guns was loaded and our camera batteries were full. And that we had a plan to get in and get out. And we basically had to spend the whole day just worrying for that one shot to be fired. Because one shot would have changed the whole world that day. But as patriots, as sheepdogs, we stood there and we used our First Amendment right while we carried our Second Amendment right. And we caused a shake and a stir like the world has never seen on that day. Why does that day matter to what's going on now? Folks, right now in our country, we need the sheepdogs. A good friend of mine, Guns Coast to Coast, has a good channel. Go check him out. He brought up the other day about wolves. And we all know there's wolves out there, folks. We all know there's people gnashing teeth that would devour you and take everything you have. There's evil people everywhere, folks. It always has been, there always will be. There's always been sheepdogs, too. But now we have another enemy. And these are what he labeled as coyotes, which is a dadgum good way to label it. See, when coyotes get together, they get to yipping. And they get to yipping and yipping, and they get louder and louder and louder. Well, you can basically look at these people and see how louder and louder the gossip gets, how louder and louder the propaganda gets, and they will rat you out and turn you in for basically nothing, just because the government tells them to. Before I'm with Guns Coast to Coast, we used to could look around and feel comfortable that there was a gun behind every blade of grass to defend this country.
Not too sure about that.
You know
now.
what? Normalcy and convenience and just plain being soft has took all that away. There's very few of us left, folks. Very few.
I agree.
There's going to come a day when those same sheepdogs and those same patriots are going to have to rise up again.
Yep.
One more time.
Uh-huh.
Folks, I'm here today to tell you I will be a part of that rise up.
Amen.
And we will have to fight to defend what God gave us.
Yes, sir.
I hope every one of you stay safe out there. God bless every single one of you out there. Until the next time, stay the course, keep the faith. I'll see y'all on the flip side.
There we are. Have a good one.